The Bible, a tapestry of scripture and history. The Bible, a cornerstone of Christianity and a sacred text for Judaism, is a collection of writings that has profoundly shaped Western civilization and influenced billions of people worldwide. Far from being a single book, it is a complex anthology of diverse literary forms, historical accounts, and theological teachings compiled over centuries. Composition and canon. The Christian Bible is traditionally divided into two main sections, the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Old Testament, largely corresponding to the Hebrew Bible, Tanakh, lays the foundation for the narrative of God's relationship with humanity and the people of Israel. The New Testament centers on the life, teachings, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ and the establishment of the early Christian church. The number of books in the Bible varies among different Christian denominations. The Protestant canon consists of 66 books, 39 in the Old Testament and 27 in the New Testament. The Roman Catholic Bible includes 73 books, incorporating 7 deuterocanonical books in the Old Testament. The Eastern Orthodox and Ethiopian Orthodox canons are even larger, containing additional texts. A library of literary genres. The Bible is not a monolithic work, but rather a library of various literary genres. It contains law, foundational legal and ethical principles, most notably in the first 5 books of the Old Testament, the Pentateuch or Torah. Historical narrative, accounts of the history of the Israelites, the life of Jesus, and the development of the early church. Poetry and wisdom literature, lyrical and reflective texts such as the Psalms, Proverbs, and the Song of Solomon, which explore themes of worship, morality, and the human condition. Prophecy, messages from prophets who spoke on behalf of God, addressing contemporary issues and future events. Gospels, the 4 accounts of the life and teachings of Jesus in the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Epistles, letters written by early Christian leaders, such as the Apostle Paul, to various communities and individuals, offering guidance and theological instruction. Apocalyptic literature, symbolic and visionary writings, most famously the Book of Revelation, which described eschatological events. Timeline of composition. The writing of the Bible spanned over a millennium. The earliest parts of the Old Testament are believed to have been written down around the 12th century BCE, with the entire Old Testament likely being in its final form by the 2nd century BCE. The books of the New Testament were written in the 1st century CE, following the life of Jesus. The original languages of the Bible were Hebrew, Aramaic, and Koine Greek. Historical context and archaeology. The Bible is deeply rooted in the history and geography of the ancient Near East. Many of the places, people, and events described in its pages have been the subject of extensive archaeological and historical research. Significant archaeological discoveries have provided external corroboration for certain biblical accounts. For instance, the Merneptah Stele, an ancient Egyptian inscription dating to the late 13th century BCE, contains the earliest known extra-biblical reference to Israel. The Tel Dan Stele, a 9th century BCE stone slab, mentions the House of David, providing evidence for the existence of King David's dynasty. The Dead Sea Scrolls, a vast collection of ancient manuscripts discovered in the mid-20th century, have been particularly significant. Dating from the 3rd century BCE to the 1st century CE, these scrolls contain some of the oldest known copies of biblical books and have provided invaluable insights into the textual history of the Old Testament, demonstrating a remarkable consistency in its transmission over centuries. Translations and global impact. The Bible is one of the most translated books in history, with the full text available in over 700 languages and portions, translated into thousands more. This widespread accessibility has allowed its message to reach a global audience and has played a crucial role in the development of numerous cultures and the shaping of ethical and legal systems across the world. From the majestic prose of the King James Version to modern scholarly translations, the work of translating the Bible continues to make its ancient texts relevant to contemporary readers.